Hey, this is Sasha, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Stocks. In this episode, I want to share with you the 3 common issues, reasons, or roadblocks that people have when it comes to trading, investing, or it could really apply to other aspects of life. So I'll mention these 3 things, and then we'll go in detail of those 3 things. And I'm doing this because a lot of people I'm noticing, they struggle with trading options. And as we get into our Iron Condor options course that we're launching here in July, I want to share with you where is it that you might fall into if you're struggling with options or you're struggling with Iron Condors. And as you take a look at yourself, you'll probably figure out that you fall into one of these areas or you're lacking one of these areas. And the biggest one is probably what you need to correct and fix. And this is going to be all internal, so it's not just about sharing with you, 3 key tips to becoming a successful trader. This is really about looking at yourself and evaluating things at a deeper level. So here they are. They'll apply in just about anything you do in life. Okay, so the first issue that you might have is a brain issue. This is really a knowledge issue, just shorten it for brain. You have a strategy issue, okay? And then you also have an actions issue, okay? So these are pretty much the main things that anybody will struggle with when it comes to becoming successful, doing things the right way. This is really where the problems lie, okay? If you're looking to lose weight, okay, well, do you know what to do? Okay, eat healthy, get exercise. Most people know. Okay, the strategy, well, this is what people are constantly looking for. What's the best strategy? How do I save time? They're constantly looking for strategies of what to really eat, how to fine tune those things. But then most people really what I find is they lack the action, okay, doing those things consistently. Because if you eat healthy, you exercise often, chances are, you'll lose weight. So going back to trading and investing and the stock market here, let's break this down. Okay, so we have a knowledge issue, we have a strategy issue, and we have an actions issue or problem. So looking at overall the knowledge issue or problem, okay, most of these things can be attributed to, let's say, if you go ahead and want to fix these things, well, you could go ahead and get more courses, you could get more books, you could join groups or even coaching discussions. And all of these we have available on our website if you're interested and if you're lacking the knowledge. But how do you really spot the knowledge issue? Or how do you know you have a knowledge issue? Because you don't really need to know everything there is to be able to lose weight, right? You just need to know some basic concepts of what things are healthy, fruits, veggies, those kinds of things, right? You don't need to know every single thing. So the same thing in trading, right? Let's say you knew every single thing in trading, and this circle represents everything in trading that the world has in terms of knowledge. Well, you don't have to know all of that to be successful, right? You might have a penny stock trader who really just hones in and knows penny stocks, and he knows technical analysis, and he doesn't know fundamental analysis, but he's still successful because he knows that component of what he needs to do. So for you, if you're struggling and you're having issues, let's say this is the component you need to have to be successful. Okay, so this is the whole component, but you might only know this much. So you're lacking the other little piece to be successful. Okay, so you're lacking this little bit. So what do you need to do? You need to go out and get that extra little bit of knowledge, whether it's through courses, books, groups, coaching, watching other free training videos that we have available on the YouTube channel, our website, whatever it is. Get this extra knowledge. So this is a brain or knowledge issue that you may have. If you're not there yet, now how do you know you're not there yet or you don't have the knowledge? That's a little more difficult. That's something you might find through coaching. But oftentimes if you know, hey, I need to study this and this and this, or I'm struggling in understanding this and this and that, then probably you have a knowledge issue. So that's one. The second thing is a strategy problem. Most people, they have a couple of problems here when it comes to strategy. First is figuring out what strategy they want. But then the second problem is what strategy works for them. And this is the key issue really, is that you got to figure out a strategy, but then what is it that's going to work for you? Okay, so there's a lot of different body types and there's a lot of different strategies. So let's say I'm heavier on top or heavier on bottom. I'm trying to lose weight. Well, if I'm working, let's say my arms and my chest, trying to lose weight because, I have a big booty, well, it's not going to work out, right? Because I'm concentrating maybe on the wrong things. Maybe I need to do more running to help focus on those things. So figuring out the strategy that works for you is kind of the key, right? You need to target certain things, and overall they need to work together. So some people, they come up with different strategies. So you might have, let's say, one strategy, then a second strategy, and the first one might not work, but the second one works. And the first one doesn't work because it's not right for you, but the second one works, but people aren't happy with it. So they try to go back and find a new strategy rather than improving on that second strategy. And that's kind of another issue or problem that people have, is that they're trying to then go to a whole different strategy rather than evolving that second strategy that's already working for them, right? So if I'm running and I'm trying to lose weight and running is working, and I know that running's working, right? Let's just say I can prove that running is helping and contributing the actions that I'm doing to make me lose weight. Well, why would I stop running and all of a sudden start swimming and change it completely? Well, maybe I can do something else that's a little more efficient or more cardio or something else. But what happens is people are jumping big leaps all over the place to try and find new strategies. In a way, you could say they're looking for greener pastures and they're doing big hops. Instead of doing big hops from one thing to the next, what you'll want to do is do kind of micro hops, right? You'll do micro hops with strategies, and this will help you kind of evolve those strategies to modify them, tweak them for you. Because again, first you got to find what works really overall, and most things will work in some way, but they're not going to work for you because you're trying to match it up to what works for you, because everybody has a different risk tolerance, risk levels, they have a different capital amount, all those things are different, and that's really the issue of figuring out a strategy that works for you. If you're trading penny stocks, well, if you have, let's say, a $55 million account, it might not work when you're trading non-liquid stocks because you just have such a big capital. So you're going to get stuck in a position. So you need to find a different strategy that works for you, okay? And the third issue kind of that creeps up for most people is the actions. And this is really just about habits, being disciplined, and just following through. So think of this as being consistent, repeat over and over again, sticking to it. And when you don't stick to a strategy time and time again, when you change up your strategy, that's really where the problems lie. And sometimes people can't stick with something long enough. That could be an issue. So longevity, they might try something for a week, but that's not really long enough to test out a strategy. They might test something out for 2 months. And again, this might be good, but then they drop out and they aren't able to stick with it. So actions, doing the right things as well as sticking to it is going to really be another issue that people have. And when it comes to actions, there's really two main things. It's really sticking to it, or that consistency, but also following your plan. Okay, so following your plan or strategy that you had. So all of these things really loop together when you look at them. Your brain, your knowledge power, your strategy, and your actions, they all work together, and this is really where people have issues. Okay, so again, if you're looking to lose weight, most people know what to do. What people are looking for is a new strategy. They're trying to figure out, how do I save time? What's this cool new strategy and way and method to lose weight? But if you, eat right, eat more veggies, eat more fruits, eat less junk food, exercise, get your sleep and rest, 90% of those things will work, right? But the actions is where people struggle with, and that's why most people fail on the losing weight side. Granted, there's some medical issues at times, but in general, if you have the right consistency and you're following that plan, well, you got the rest of it. Stock trading, option trading, iron condors, calendars, Doesn't matter what you're doing, the same thing. If you're lacking the brain power, the courses, the books, the coaching sessions, check it out on our website. You don't need everything. You just need that fraction, okay, to be able to get you to the next step. Then you got to come up with a strategy, okay? Make sure that the strategy works for you. Most people are always trying to figure out other people's strategy. It's not about other people's strategy. It's about your strategy. What works for you, and then breaking that out for what's working and increasing it, accelerating it, and then doing the actions. Consistency and following your strategy. Because sometimes, you can do the consistency and you're consistent, but then all hell breaks loose, something's going wrong, and you're not following your plan, and it's happened to me before, and then it creates other problems and issues. So these are the three main things. I want you to look at those on yourself personally and evaluate yourself. What is it that you're doing right? Are you consistent? Are you following your plan? If you don't have a plan, well, go back to strategy. Figure out a strategy. Is your strategy correct? Is it working for you? If it's not working for you, you need to figure out the strategy. If the strategy is not working, you might need to go back and get some more knowledge. Courses, books, group coaching, or coaching in general, one-on-one. Take a look at some of the material we have that are very in-depth, and it'll help you accelerate there. But it all starts with the knowledge. All right, so thank you so much for joining me in this video lesson. I hope it really was helpful for you. Now, we have our Option Iron Condor course launching soon. Make sure you get on the newsletter list if you're interested in hearing more about this course. That's where we're going to send out promotions, discounts. I'm going to show you an inside look in the course here coming up this week. And I'm even going to allow you to kind of name your price. You'll be able to kind of vote on it, give a suggestion on what you think it would be worth or what you're willing to pay. So take a look, get on the newsletter list, make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to connect with us just on YouTube, well, you can subscribe over here on the bottom below or continue watching more videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.